Yeah, there I am.
All right.
People don't like looking at us.
Yeah, Facebook.
They can just look at the lights.
Going live. Cleveland. We love you. All right.
Yes, we used to do this podcast on YouTube, and when we stopped doing it on YouTube, we started doing it on and then it went way up, so we learned that people don't really like looking at us.
They're hooked in the...
There we go.
Dan, it's fine.
Am I? I'm all the way over here. All right, cool. Now that we've ruined the entire... Oh, no, you can't do that.
Oh, God damn it. I can't rotate the phone.
All right, Dan, give up. We're still fine. Dan, it's fine.
There.
You are so
There.
correct.
We're good.
Fine. Let it go.
High tech.
See our heads at least.
The lady in the back is getting upset.
It's all right.
You're too close, Dan. She's getting upset. All right.
We are the Three Geeks Podcast. My name is Jason. That is Max right there. That is Dan right there. And we're from Columbus, as Max said. And speaking of daylight savings time, so we all woke up pretty much close to the time we were supposed to leave. And I forgot to bring the Blu-rays I had to give away, which you're all going to get one. So at the end of the show, if you're comfortable, just give me your address. I will priority mail it to you tomorrow. So
We got the Once Upon a Deadpool.
Cool.
Infinity War.
Infinity War on Blu-ray. So,
Which if you haven't seen Captain Marvel yet, you should go do that.
yeah, Captain Marvel. You want to just get started talking about that?
No. I'm not done plugging.
Okay, my fault. My fault.
You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Three Geeks Podcast. We are on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and you can go to our website,
We're on
3Geeks.
Podomatic.
No, we're not.
Not anymore?
No.
Dude, Podomatic was...
sucks.
But that was like 2 people that listened to us.
How many people here have a podcast? That's everybody, right?
They're all on Podomatic. They're doing better than us.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, anyway. Are we still plugging?
No, I'm
Say
done plugging.
3geeks.ninja?
Three Geeks, I did that.
Did you?
Yeah.
You gotta tell us when you're done plugging.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now can we start talking about Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel. Has anyone seen it yet? I went late Thursday night. You went and saw it?
Thursday,
All
exactly.
right, cool. Awesome. I like.
We're about to spoil it for you. Just kidding.
we won't do spoilers. But like it's kind of polarizing right now. There's a lot of like really hateful reviews, and then there's a lot of like super like glowing, shining reviews of it. And I really feel like it's just in the middle of those things. Like it's not the greatest thing. It's not like the like Marvel's like, okay, this is our female lead, yada yada. So it's not like the best female lead of all time, but it's also like not like just the worst movie that people are making out.
Yeah, what happened to geek culture where we became the bullies? Like, seriously.
Really?
Have you seen the Captain Marvel things on Rotten Tomatoes? The audience score is like 27%.
It's
Because
not
people are bombing it with hate reviews because it's a woman.
That's not the first time that's happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, that sucks.
And I mean, like, yeah, it's a little different, but I mean, I kind of like that. It kind of had a little different feel than all the other Marvel movies. But I would stack it if I had to rate it in there, like above Iron Man 2 and 3, above Thor 1 and 2.
I think it'd be between 5 and 10 for me, like ranking wise. I'd rank it somewhere between 5 and 10.
Yeah. So I mein, it's good. It's solid. It's definitely worth seeing in the theater. It was a lovely popcorn action flick. So
And Brie Larson is great.
Her forehead is very large. She's a very, very large forehead. I'm sorry. It was distracting. That's my only complaint about the movie. Is if they could have CG'd a little bit of Brie Larson's forehead away, that would have been cool for me.
So do you guys like Marvel and DC, or you guys like Marvel and or DC?
Both.
Good, we're a good crowd.
Quality,
Yeah.
no matter where it comes from.
That's right. We have another Captain Marvel movie coming out next week, Shazam.
Yeah, so they couldn't call it Captain Marvel.
Not anymore.
Yeah, Shazam. I've heard good things about this movie.
Really
but
good things.
I haven't seen it. Like there's nothing that I've seen that makes me want to go see the movie. But I mean, that's even better, I guess. I'm not gonna have any expectations going to see it. So
I have none either. I didn't see any trailers for Captain Marvel. I stayed away from the original, the one that came out last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen the new one.
I haven't seen any of the Shazam trailers.
Oh yeah, so I mean, It's gonna be.
But I heard if you like big, then Shazam's your deal.
You see, and that's kind
That's
of the
what
problem I have though.
It
'cause,
looks just like that.
well, the problem I had with Ready Player One, it was the Goonies.
I like
And
Goonies.
I love the Goonies.
Yeah. I would
But
love
since
more
they
Goonies.
made the Goonies, I don't need another
I need
Goonies
another
with like
Goonies.
random other people.
Give me all the Goonies.
But,
No.
I mean, that was a Goonies with not only random other people, but with tons and tons of pop culture things just packed into there.
Yeah, sure, whatever. It's
See,
like,
it's fine.
but the Goonies like was a pop culture thing versus playing on all the pop culture things.
But,
Like,
but what if the Goonies, like from the original film, were in Ready Player One as well? Would that be okay?
no, but it would have been cool, but no.
What if they were huge and like
No, because the
CGI?
movie was just okay, and it was the Goonies again. So all I'm saying is, if Shazam is just big again, except now it's got superheroes, like I'm just like, because like, how can you capture the Tom Hanks,
'Cause I think-
young, vibrant Tom Hanks?
But Young Justice, I think, did Billy Batson really well.
Yeah, Young Justice does pretty much everything pretty well.
Yeah.
That cartoon's awesome.
But I like that. I kind of want that.
Any Sandlot fans here today? All right, you're in luck. They're making a TV show.
That's, after 40 years
Yeah,
of
with the original cast.
Cleveland love, wow.
That'll
wow.
be fun to watch.
That's- I was not
That's
familiar
a
with
word. That's a word you could use, I guess, if it were opposite day.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, you could. You could.
Come
say-
back, we get better.
Yeah, hey, I promise. We're giving stuff out.
Anything, yeah.
No, okay, we love you.
You're killing me,
Yeah,
Small.
it's
We just heckle people in the hallway.
Yeah, no, we're
it's
all
like
about
half
the
a show now.
Do you want me to go? I should go stand out there and just like yell at people that I see. Like, hey, we're doing a podcast in here. We love you.
Carnival Barker.
All right.
Hey, we're getting messages on Facebook that I can't read.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
It's probably your brother.
Yeah, it is probably just my brother giving us
Your
crap.
brother's a troll. An internet
At
troll.
least it's a well-intentioned troll. I mean,
So as far as the
he
Sandlot
gets his hits
goes,
or whatever, right?
it's hard to knock that idea when Cobra Kai was so good. Did anybody see Cobra Kai?
It's not hard to knock that.
Nobody saw Cobra Kai. You should see Cobra Kai. It's really good.
It's not.
It is. You haven't seen it.
I know, but I don't need to.
No,
Very
it was
Catholic
actually
of
pretty
you.
good. Like I dug it.
But I mean, like Cobra Kai is about like karate and fighting. Like
Well,
baseball is dead, and it's super boring, and they can't recapture the magic of the Sandlot. I mean, and like these guys were all like good child actors. We don't know what they're doing now, and you don't know what's going on. Like that's
Well,
my
William Zabka came back and
Who?
did just fine. The guy from Karate Kid. See, exactly.
that his name?
But he wasn't a child actor. He was a teenage actor, and he wasn't very good when he was a teenage actor. And apparently, he got better. Now these guys have the opposite effect of where they were good back then, and it's probably just been a fall off since.
People are staring at us.
It should.
This isn't like the other panels where people ask us questions thinking that we're experts at something.
Well, we made it pretty clear that we're not already, and we're just happy to be in their presence. We're just happy to have friends with us here. But what else we got going on?
Steven Spielberg made some stupid comments. Anybody see that?
Yeah. Steven Spielberg doesn't feel like Netflix movies should be nominated for Oscars. I feel like
Wasn't he just involved in Alita Battle Angel? Wasn't he like executive producer?
Probably, yeah. He's
Right?
executive
So
producer
he's,
on 5 Transformers.
does he not want competition? Because that sure was a comic book movie.
Well, no. He's saying
Manga?
Netflix movies, like
Okay.
straight to streaming or straight to
Okay.
straight to the
No theatrical release.
consumer, yeah.
Okay.
Movies, and I'm just like, I don't feel like movies need a theatrical release. I feel like if it's a good enough movie to where you take notice of it and encourage other people to watch it, it should be able to get rated amongst all the other things.
Like half the movies that actually like win the Oscars, like have a limited, theatrical release, and then it's nominated for an Oscar, and then it goes to all the theaters.
Yeah.
So like you could probably do that with the Netflix films, and then Steven Spielberg would be happy.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool if we could get the Netflix Marvel shows. Like, I'd like to see those in the theater.
Maybe, but
I
that'll
think
take
that,
forever.
that would take forever, but it would also be awesome.
The
That's
new
where-
Hulu Marvel shows are going to be awesome. I think.
They are, is that confirmed?
Yeah, there's going to be Scarlet Witch and Vision is one show.
Oh, yeah.
Loki is another show.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
Wow.
Bucky and Falcon is the third one.
Bucky and Falcon.
They're all going to tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe post Endgame.
I am very interested in Bucky and Falcon because like they had really good chemistry in what was it, Civil War?
Yeah.
That's the only one I want to see.
And Kevin Feige has taken all the TV properties away from Perlmutter, and he's going to run all those himself. Like, he doesn't have more to do.
I mean, like, how much does he actually do?
Apparently, he's the mastermind of all the stories.
I'm like, yeah. So he takes like 20 minutes, right? He sets up a freaking, what do you call it? Storyboard or whatever. It's like these 10 things need to happen. Go to work, and then that's it. He's done.
That's kind of Stan Lee style.
And no, that's
Right.
fine. I'm
Marvel
just saying,
method
I'm
is-
just like, they're stacking more on his plate. I'm like, well, not really. You know, like he's gonna make a plan and then send 80 people to go do it. It's not like he's out there, you know, writing all the scripts and you know, he gets final say and everything. But I'm just like, he's not doing the work. He's just a guy like.
But he does it in a cool swivel chair with a cat on the arm.
Yeah, an all white
Sits
fluffy
there.
cat.
Yes. Yes, this is how we would do Marvel
Finally,
films.
my 20-year movie plan has come to fruition.
In a
I
book
get
by
to
Gates
make
of
TV
Eden.
shows.
No, but I'm happy. He's obviously done good work. I mean, I can appreciate all he's done for the movie. So hopefully, I mean, and Marvel has shown like, hey, look what a coherent plan will do for you. Like, they made a plan, they stuck to it, and they're making billions of dollars. So he's doing something right. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. I do. I mean, like, I want Punisher. I want Daredevil
Yes.
for sure. I mean, Jessica Jones can be redeemed.
I want Jessica Jones. I love the first two seasons.
The first season was amazing.
I like the second one, too.
The second season was kind of all over the place. Like, I feel like it got better as it went along, but there's no coherent, there's no like villain.
Recast Iron Fist.
Yeah, I don't have many, like stipulations for the casting of Iron Fist. Just that the person you cast as Iron Fist must know kung fu. That's it. I don't care who you get. I don't care what he looks like. People are like, get an Asian guy, whatever. I'm like, no, I don't care. As long as he can actually do kung fu, that's got to be first and foremost. You get anybody who can't do kung fu, I'm out. Like, that is the bottom line.
Yeah, instead they cast a guy who can't do kung fu or act.
He can't, that guy can't do yoga.
No. Like they brought him in, to the casting thing. And they're like, hey, do you know kung fu? He's like, I can do yoga to hip hop. And they're like, eh.
And he lied. He lied on his resume because he can't do yoga. I mean, he can stand around to hip hop. That is true. He can strike a pose.
And he can
they
handle
play
a
some
board
hip-hop.
meeting like a boss.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's why they had all the board meetings. They're like, wait a minute, this guy can't do kung fu. What can he do? He can sit there and look pretty. Board meetings.
And put on shoes.
Yes, he can. He puts on shoes very well. I don't want to take away from his shoe application ability. But sometimes the Iron Fist requires more than good shoes.
It's like having an iron fist.
Snugly on your feet. Like, oh man, like the best part of Iron Fist was the 20 seconds of a different Iron Fist that they showed.
Yeah.
You know why it was the best part? Because he was doing kung fu. Go figure.
I mean, all I really wanted from that is to watch some dude do like goofy moves that had stupid names, because when they wrote the original Iron Fist, they had no idea what anything was called. So you got like front elephant kick.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's all I wanted, and they failed at that.
And because like even if like they do the thing where he's training with Luke Cage or whatever like that, he'll hit Luke Cage with the front elephant kick or the roundhouse tiger splash.
Yeah,
But,
see? Perfect.
Dragon dance. But, and then he was like, holy crap, you just took the front elephant kick. That's pretty amazing. Nobody takes a front elephant kick to the chest and survives, except for you, Luke Cage.
Come to my board meeting.
Yes, let's sit around this board table, and then we'll have then 83 guards will pour in, so there's just no space to do anything, and then we'll call that a scene.
I want to do a quick shout out to one of our friends, Brian E. Lau. I don't know if you guys have had the chance to check out the comic book Staunch Ambition, but you should. And he's also doing one now called Inferno City Firehouse, the Motor City edition.
Yeah, I think he should have consulted somebody on that one. Like that's just a lot to say. Is all. Like,
You consulted
But
us.
seriously,
and
check
said
him out.
right.
He's
Yeah.
done a lot of good work on it, and he comes to a lot of these conventions and stuff. So.
Oh no, Brian's cool. Yeah,
He's
you
doing
can.
Kickstarter
Doing
right now.
Kickstarter right now for No City Firehouse, and that one's really cool just because based on true stories. You talk to real firefighters. Went and stayed at the firehouse in Detroit and hung out with those guys and got to know them. And like 20% of the proceeds are going back to firefighters, so that's really cool. Yeah, no, Brian's a really cool guy. I wish he was here. That'd be really fun. But he couldn't
Also,
make it.
I forget the artist's name, but the art in both that and what he's done in Stomp's Ambition is awesome.
Yeah, really good stuff. So, friend of the podcast, check him out, Brian Lau.
And if you like podcasts and you think that we're kind of funny and you want to hear more professional speaking, check out our friend John at the PBU Cast.
Yeah, no, John's awesome.
Just want to shout out a couple of our friends.
Yeah, John's got like a golden voice. He's got a good radio voice. He's also got a really good radio face.
Yeah.
And he does research.
That's not true.
No, he's good looking guy. I'm just kidding.
My wife loves John.
A little topic. What?
No, it's not all the topics we have. Please. The people that did see Captain Marvel, what did you guys think of without spoiling it, what did you think of the Stan Lee cameo?
Ooh.
It was very touching to have not only the cameo, but the little
The opening-
tribute, the opening
yeah.
tribute. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
really sweet.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite cameos, I think.
I almost rolled.
Because it's referencing a non-Marvel thing. I thought
Absolutely.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because Stan Lee was supposed to be in Jay and Bob reboot.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
That would have been so great.
I was surprised that they didn't de-age him like they de-aged various other characters.
Oh, let's
It's
talk
supposed
about the
to be-
de-aging. That's a good topic.
de-aging in this movie.
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, looks
Man.
much less
They
grizzled.
should have given him the Jerry curl from Pulp Fiction.
From Pulp Fiction.
That would have been so good. I was just like, thank you. Thank you,
Dude, they
Marvel.
already messed with his face. You want him to add a hair to
Yeah.
They had to add the hair anyway.
Yeah,
Sam
but
Jackson, have you
that's
seen a
short
picture?
hair.
Have you seen a picture of Sam Jackson
I
recently?
have.
So you know that he does not have any hair.
I know.
You're aware of this.
Yeah, but it wasn't like long
Okay,
hair.
so I say give him the Jerry curls. And then
Good
get
Jerry
Ice
curl.
Cube in there too. Jerry curl Ice Cube fights Samuel L.
But
Jackson.
no, this technology is amazing.
Yeah, it's more and more. Like, I mean, because when you think about Princess Leia and General Tarkin in Rogue One versus this, it's like night and day. It's ridiculous. And then I think it's gonna have that also weird effect, like watching Spider-Man 1 or the X-Men. You're just like, oh wow, that's actually really crappy. But like in hindsight, being what it is.
Yeah, I was worried because they're making The Irishman and De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci are going to be de-aged for the entire movie. And I was nervous about that. I'm not nervous about that anymore. after
Well,
watching
do they
it.
have Disney money? Are they rolling Disney money? Because
Netflix has a lot of money.
does Netflix have Disney money?
Nobody has Disney
Netflix
money.
went to Disney for money, okay? They don't have Disney money.
It's gonna look like Tron.
Yeah, oh man. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you used to be able to tell by the eyes that, that it was an older person. I thought they did a good job with his eyes in that movie.
And Tron?
Oh, not Tron. Tron is one of the worst cases of this.
Tron Legacy was so bad.
I like that movie.
You would like that
I
movie.
do like that movie.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah, I'm
positive human being. We get better.
You don't have to leave. Come back. We love you. Please don't go.
They really
Why do they always leave?
They didn't like Tron.
See, I told you. I told you.
2 against 3. I'm out of here.
I like the new Tron. I do not like the original Tron. That's right. I said it.
Well, the original Tron, like that's just a different movie making style. Like that's
Yeah.
the long form, super slow. We don't have action figured out yet movie style of the early '80s. Late
Have you seen
70s.
The Warriors?
Yeah, that I liked it, but that movie has very little action.
Making me sad.
Yeah, very little action.
Awesome action.
Dude, they're walking for like 3 days. It's the same as Lord of the Rings. It's like, okay, yeah, like, and my axe, and then you don't use it the whole movie. Like,
It's a baseball bat. And
Hi, you can come on in.
Baseball people.
Hang out.
It's okay.
we're not Matt Ryan, but we're cool anyway. You don't have to leave.
Maybe.
He's like Matt Ryan.
We got one to at least come in the door. I like it.
He looks a lot like him, just tanner.
Yeah, totally.
I got more topics. Anybody have a topic they like to talk about?
Anything nerdy weighing on your mind right now? You want to throw something?
We can even do a therapy session if anybody wants to do that. Like, tell us about your childhood.
No.
Did you like Tron? Did you not like Tron?
Were you traumatized by Tron?
Did Tron give you PTSD like that poor lady that left?
Yeah, she
Tron?
ran out of here when you mentioned how much you love Tron.
What do you think of Fortnite and that whole amazingly fastly growing universe of survival type games?
My child spends probably 8 hours a day playing Fortnite. I know nothing about it.
Fortnite is.
Honestly, it's a generational thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also it's Fortnite had the right marketing. They tried to sell that game and they couldn't. And then they're like, okay, well we'll put out a version for free, and then do the microtransaction thing.
Oh yeah.
And
my wallet has definitely felt the microtransactions.
oh yeah, it was brilliant because parents are like, or kids are like, I want to play this game, and they're like, how much does it cost? It's free. Like, got them. Like that's. So it's just like available, and then you don't need your supercomputer to run it, and then they put it like out on all the platforms, like including mobile. So it was the perfect thing. It was like. When Survivor and like Real World came out and like reality TV wasn't really a thing yet, but then just blam, here it is, and everyone's like, nobody thought about this.
Yeah.
Does anybody here watch reality TV?
Thank goodness it's not for you people.
God bless you,
not.
because
Yay.
I can't stand the show because you watch something and then they explain it to you, then they go to commercial break, and then they recap what you just watched, and then rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
So you get like 5 minutes of a show in 60
And
minutes.
that's how they make money.
True.
Well, that and they just create drama out of like really, really dumb.
Oh, but Fortnite. I think Fortnite has made game companies lazy. I own a video game store which Max works at, and how many complaints we get about games coming out and the story's not complete because they're just throwing it out because that's all the kids want.
Yeah, well, that's not Fortnite's fault.
I mean, that's helping with the trend of.
I mean, no, like I wouldn't put Fortnite. Like Fortnite is something else. Like and Fortnite has helped kill that because they're like, well, we can go play this free game, and like, why did we pay $60 for your game and then it's not even done yet? And then I wish that they would release it as such. Like, hey, okay, you can start playing now. This is the whatever, and then the game is like, this is the schedule for the game to come out. And it's like, okay, we've got the servers up, you can play this if you want for however much money, but the real game is still, 2 years out, and market it like that. And there's just no honesty anymore, and that's what sucks. I mean, that's a lot of the problem that people have with Anthem right now, is that, the game's a little clunky, the servers go down, apparently it kills PS4s.
Yeah.
And
But you get to be Iron Man. It's totally worth it.
no, it's when you're flying around as Iron Man and then you just like unleash missiles on something from the sky, there's just nothing they can do about
And then
it.
your PlayStation turns into a heavy brick.
But I don't have a PlayStation, I have an Xbox, and
I
it
have
works.
Xbox too.
After it started smoking.
Xbox.
Nice.
But you're like, wow, Iron Man really effed my PS4 up. But
Did he come in and just be like,
yeah,
PS4?
like Unibeam and like blast it. No, but it's a lot of fun, for the 10 minutes where you're not used to, being Iron Man, but then like, it's just really repetitive and it's a grindy game, and like people's faces start falling off, and then you're like, well, maybe I should play Overwatch, but
Yes, you should play it.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
No.
Like or you're like No Man's Sky. Like 3 years later, that game was the game that they promised you.
Does it actually have multiplayer?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, like it has all the things they promised, but they promised so much at the beginning, and just totally, like, they had to give refunds for that game.
This poor lady in the back's doing her homework.
Man, that is
even better.
That is called multitasking, and she is way better at it than we are.
Any other topics? Fun stuff?
We're supposed to provide.
I have topics. I'm asking the people.
Prove it.
What's the coolest thing you've seen here on the show floor?
Oh, I got a rant about the show floor and comic books. I'm at a comic book convention and I can't find any new comics.
No.
You're right.
It's all pop
terrible.
figures. I love pop figures. I bought 2 of them for my daughter.
Okay, yeah. He's got a bag full of pop figures. He's like, I can't believe all the pop figures. This is ridiculous.
I got Voltron.
I mean, I would spend 45 minutes looking through all the pop figures.
I could talk to Kato Kalin for an hour, but I can't buy a comic book.
And he will talk to you for an hour. Don't try.
He's a
Test me on
really,
this.
really nice guy. We interviewed him in Columbus a few times.
Test me on this. He will talk to you.
Don't talk about OJ. He'll end that interview fast.
Yeah.
What do you think of OJ being so popular recently?
And I'll see you later. But you know, that's got to be tough to talk about for that
I
guy.
wonder if he signs Ford Broncos.
Oh,
I would.
Oh.
I would. But that's only because I'm morbid.
I think she's shocked. She's like, I don't know what I just walked into.
Well, you
I did take it. That's an honest question. I don't know.
No, but Kato Kal's cool.
Never coming back to Cleveland.
You guys don't even know where to go from there, do you?
No, I got nothing. I cannot. Tony Stark built us in a cave out of this one.
With straps.
But no, seriously, I just wish there'd be more comic books here.
There's some
Yes.
independents, but there's no big dealer with the latest this month's comics.
Yeah, and I mean, the independent people are really cool. We
So,
talked to
I
a lot of
was kind of thinking about that on the way up here. Like, should they call them comic book conventions anymore?
No.
I don't think this is considered Wizard World.
It
It
really-
does say
But it says
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
It does. That's
Yes.
right.
Yes, I mean, they can call it pop culture convention, but I was like, that's kind of like not cool to say. You're like, it's a lot to put in your mouth. So, what would you call it?
Pop figure convention?
Pop figure. Yep, there it is. Okay, that's still not very good to say,
Or
but
t-shirt
exactly what it is.
convention.
T-shirt convention.
Kato Kalin talks.
Kato Kalin at the T-shirt convention, Cleveland, 2019. No.
Sounds great. It's a long, rambling title.
No, but like it is different, and
Yeah.
it does kind of suck for like I like to go to comic conventions, and I'll buy up 9 or 10 trade paperbacks just because you can get a deal for like 2 for $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's just less and less. And that is interesting that like the actual source material for all or I should say all the stuff, but a lot of the stuff is just not here.
Like my, the guy that owns the shop where I get my comics pulls, like I'm telling him, like, hey, we're going to Wizard World this weekend, and he just goes, that's probably not the reaction you want from a comics retailer, but
Really?
hey,
Yeah, it's harder and harder for
yeah.
Audible. You go to audibletrials.com/boogie.
Dude, they've already all got Audible sponsorships, every single one of them.
I understand that.
They got their
but
own
I'm-
podcast.
You just gotta go to Breathe to get an
I'm
Audible
just
sponsorship.
throwing it out there. Is all.
Someone mentioned at another panel that Disney might stop publishing new comics by Marvel because they've got 80 years worth of existing intellectual property mythology, and that it's a loss leader more than it is a profit
Well,
center.
Disney commented on that
The Disney
a couple of days
vault.
ago, and they
Okay.
said that it wasn't true.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, also it's like I don't read new comic books.
I do.
I'm part of the problem.
I'm reading Superman, Buffy, and Firefly.
Like in paper.
Yeah, that's the 3 comic books I'm looking for here today. My wife won't let me go to the comic book store because I spend hundreds. So I come to these things, she gives me hundreds to spend. So I'm here to buy comic books and they don't have
how it
it.
works.
She might know that. It might be just a conspiracy.
Well, I mean, also like, like there's only so much you can get. But like, if you go to the comic book store, you can sign up for like monthly things and get yourself in all kinds of trouble that way.
Yeah.
So it's probably better to send you here.
I do. Before I got married, I had like $100 on my pool. every
Oh,
month.
dude! I mean, I didn't even get married, and I had $100 in my pool, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. Like, we can't sustain this." Like-
That's why I'm glad they're making movies now. It's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper.
But I should say, like, I just don't enjoy the books as much. I mean, like, there hasn't been just like a really gripping book, like Marvel or DC book that I want to read. It's like I like a lot of the Image comics. I like a lot of the IDW and just different things. Because it's different.
It's
And-
overwhelming too, because you don't know where they're at because they keep starting over. You don't know where the continuity starts and ends and starts and ends.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be helpful, but it's not.
But yeah. So and that's the problem with paper. I don't know how they fix it, but yeah, I gotta admit that I'm part of the problem. I'm not spending money on paper.
Well, they keep trying to sell more, so they gotta like streamline stories. They can't do anything fun anymore.
Well, I mean, again, it just goes back to like like we're saying, with like if you like Marvel or if you like DC, like good storytelling is going to get you there. And
Yeah.
and I just wish there was more of
Does
that.
anybody still watch The Walking Dead?
After it's been released, the next whole season, not live, if you will, not. Yeah.
Walking and talking in the woods.
Did anybody used to watch The Walking Dead?
Yes. See, I knew I liked you guys.
So I
knew
got
liked you guys.
So my wife, I stopped really like enjoying the show. Don't leave. Sorry to stop.
She's done. She's done with her webcomic, so it's time to go.
I stopped enjoying the show somewhere around season 3 and 4. So, but my wife watched it, so I watched it with her. And finally, now that they've gotten rid of a lot of the cast and brought in some new blood, the show is starting to get interesting again. And she's like, "I'm done." I'm like, "I just sat through 6 years of this show with you, and now."
Dude, I'm telling you, even if you don't want to watch it, you should just make her watch it. Like
I don't
that's
care
only
enough.
fair.
I don't care.
Like,
It's only fair.
yeah, like, oh, okay, I had to sit through 3 years of stuff that I just didn't want to hear. You get to sit through another 3 years at least, and you get
Come
at
on
least
in.
season.
Come on in.
You
Join
don't
the
mind?
party. We can see you. Don't laugh at us.
Oh, laugh at us. That's cool. We want that too.
Yeah,
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the 3 Geeks Podcast.
Yeah, welcome. You can listen to this later on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify.
But yeah, it's
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The thing for me is the comic book was only good to like issue 100, maybe like 125, and then the stories just repeat. And it's like, okay, they come across a different settlement, they take over. Then zombies come, ruin the settlement, they have to go find another one. Then they do, and the guy there is a jerk, and they gotta take over. And it's the same story over and over. It's like, this guy's a bigger jerk, and yada yada yada. So I don't really like that. After, like, for me, after the prison, it kind of just was
Well, I
like,
flipped. I started rooting for Negan.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Were we not supposed to? I mean,
I thought the
Rick
governor-
can't even say his child's name.
Coral. Is his name Coral? No, it's Coral. But no, yeah, I was just like Walking Dead, and then the show, yeah, like the zombies aren't really an issue, so it's just like the drama between the characters, and like all they do is walk around the woods, and it just doesn't.
The problem is the same issue with the new Star Wars movies, which I like. Don't like hate me or yell at me for liking them. But
How dare you?
they don't have a plan. There's no plan.
Yeah.
Like this new trilogy of Star Wars movies wasn't planned out. The Walking Dead doesn't have a plan. They plan on going for as long as people will watch.
Yeah, that's my problem too. I like it when you're like, hey, I've got a
Breaking
beginning, a
Bad.
middle, and end. We're gonna end it here, and that's fine. Like you can have a good thing that's ended. I mean, like look at The Sopranos, or look at like any of these TV shows. Or Game of Thrones is ending. Friggin' like they're about to end Arrow. Like you can have an end point, and
I don't think anybody's still watching Arrow.
oh yeah, they should have ended that like 4 years ago. But
There
you still watching it? All right, we got it. He's here. Mad love to Stephen Amell.
Anything new that you guys like Doom Patrol, or my friends?
I'm afraid
Keep
to watch
discovering
Doom
new
Patrol.
things.
I did watch the new season of Young Justice. I didn't
Yes.
like the new Titans show.
I liked Titans.
Okay.
But I want to give Doom Patrol a chance, but I haven't actually heard anything about it. I don't really like look for reviews and stuff like that. I kind of like if everyone's like, "Oh man, you gotta watch Doom Patrol," then I'm like, "Okay."
Runaways is really good. I like
Yeah, Runaways.
I like Runaways.
I only watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of that, but I didn't hate it. I just kind of fell out with it.
I'm watching Roswell right now. I like that.
Wasn't there already a show called Roswell?
yes,
I think so.
The reboot.
Okay.
I watched 10 years of Smallville, so take everything I say with a grain of salt.
Smallville, Kansas is the center of the universe.
of course.
It is. Shut up. I wanted to meet Michael Rosenbaum so bad, but it's $80 to get a selfie with him. It was $20 to get a selfie
Dude.
with Kevin Conroy.
Yeah,
Like,
if it's only $20 to get a selfie with Batman, then you
Right.
cannot go above that. I'm sorry.
I just
There's
have
no
a hard
way.
time.
The Riddler wants $40 for a selfie. I'm sorry, Riddler. I'm sorry.
It's odd to get a selfie of a voice actor. Like, there's no image that you're trying to look. Look who I met. Who is that?
I mean, I'm saying, if you were Kevin Conroy, would you go around dressed up as Batman all the time?
I would.
Yes. Yes. Very much so.
Got the voice.
I mean, 'cause you just put out that voice, that beautiful, beautiful voice.
He does have a great voice.
You guys are late. We started 20 minutes ago.
Welcome. to
It's all right. You
Geeks
have a
Podcast.
seat.
We were like 35 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
Oh, hey, wow, we're doing good.
Yeah.
All right. Not off
got
topic.
this.
She's still awake. We only had one person leave. Well, two, because that one girl got PTSD.
Yeah, you told her that you like
Yeah,
Tron.
I was like,
I keep on telling you to be careful with that, and then you just go, how much you love Tron all willy-nilly.
Oh, God, there's a lot of people commenting on Facebook. I can't wait to read that later.
Yeah, I like that we can't do anything. We see you out there, people. I know you can barely see me.
But
Hello. Have a seat.
Anyway.
Front row's open.
isn't that what we want though? Like, I would rather have you do just a complete one movie shot. And then if you're gonna
Fine.
make a sequel, do it later. Not like have it all planned out and then if the first one tanks, like the whole World of Darkness or what.
Okay, but no, but that was a bad plan. Yeah, so I was like, okay, if you make a plan, and you're like, okay, we're putting out 3 movies, it's gonna be this, and that, we need to have these things happen, and your first movie is total crap,
Yeah.
good, I'm glad we don't have to sit through the next 2 of your crappy movies, like, I don't want it to happen.
Half of the first movie was trying to set up a whole universe.
Look,
that
man,
had no
Movie
idea.
look, man.
I zoned out for a
The Mummy.
second. Sorry.
I know, you were watching The People.
Which movie, The Mummy?
Yeah.
With Tom Cruise?
You know, it's not-
I love that movie. It's
Oh,
little
God.
legs, he runs.
Oh my God.
Get out of here. Leave, you can take his spot.
Tom Cruise tries so hard when he runs. Like a determination.
No. If you want to see Tom Cruise running, you watch Mission Impossible Fallout. He runs more than Forrest Gump in that movie.
Oh, The Mummy. I'm the only one who likes that movie. I fully
That
acknowledge
movie's,
that.
oh my, that movie is terrible.
You haven't seen it?
Yes, I have.
Have you really?
Yes, I have.
He tends to say things are horrible when he hasn't seen
Okay,
it.
I tend to say things are horrible when they're horrible.
Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is a better combined universe.
True.
I didn't say it wasn't. The Mummy is not a great movie.
It's not a
I
good
enjoy
movie.
it. No, it's not.
I kind
It's
of
not
like
even
how they
a
were
bad
trying to
movie.
set up the whole Hammerverse, if you will, right? They had
Yeah.
references to, Dracula, werewolf,
Okay, so
Dr.
yeah, the
Dr.
movie
Jekyll,
Dracula
Mr. Hyde,
Untold
you
was
know,
supposed to be
and-
part of this universe.
Okay.
And then they had the Mummy, which was like supposed to like
And it-
actually linchpin the universe together and
And it-
start from there. And then we were gonna get a Invisible Man movie,
With Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Creature from the Black Lagoon,
Right, Frankenstein, I think.
Yeah, Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay.
They both got paid
And
for
they're
movies that they never
basically
made.
setting up the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen again.
I
And-
thought the same
That
thing.
movie made Sean Connery retire.
Yeah, I know, that's how bad it was. But like, if you read the Alan Moore comic book, it's so good. You're just like, why did you make this movie? I just don't understand when the source material is so good.
It really is.
And then you're like, okay, we came up with this. And they're like, should we use this or should we use the source material? And they're like, let's go with the new one.
Yeah,
I
of
just
course.
don't get it. I don't get it. Who is Tom Sawyer and why is he here?
Right, right.
But no, so they're trying to set up a new League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and they made a crappy Mummy movie, and I'm glad. It's like they went too big with it. Like the Mummy, like the Curse of the Mummy should be like a centralized, scary movie. Like it's in one location, and then like after the end of the movie, maybe they can start to spread out if you want a universe build.
The twist is Tom Cruise is the Mummy.
Oh my goodness. Mummies can't run.
Oh, they
That's
can if they're Tom
crazy.
Cruise.
How is Tom Cruise gonna run if he's a mummy?
He's a national treasure. Rain Man's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Rain Man was really good.
Don't go to Kmart.
But
Apparently they're still in business. I thought
Yeah.
all the Kmart's
no,
closed.
they're still hanging
My
on.
wife found one and spent a lot of money there.
Yeah. Good for Kmart.
That's how we know this.
Apparently in Grove City, Ohio.
Yeah, just 3.5 hours north.
Let 'em know we
South.
sent you.
South.
South.
Yeah, no, go north. I think you'll hit a lake.
Canada, what the?
But yeah,
You done?
I am.
Putting down Tom Cruise.
Look, I said if you want to see Tom Cruise running, you go see Mission Impossible Fallout.
You better be careful. He might be president one day.
He could be. He could be.
On Tom Cruise?
I mean, okay, so if Tom Cruise wins the presidency, does he like find the nearest couch to jump on?
Yes.
Or does he run a marathon and then jump on a couch?
He's definitely got to run.
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise does like 80 laps around the building and then runs upstairs and jump on his couch.
They didn't come here to talk about Tom Cruise. We did dodge a bullet with Tom Cruise as Iron Man, though.
Yeah, the Robert Downey Jr. is so good as Iron Man. That was perfect.
Anybody excited for Avengers Endgame?
Yes.
Anybody not?
Anyone indifferent?
This is a lively crowd. Why do we still have time changes?
Okay, we're not talking about the time change.
I'm talking about the time change.
You have to,
No.
you have to get the crops in.
Yeah, man, the kids. We need the kids out for summer vacation because they got to help with the fields.
Front row's open.
Avengers Endgame. Infinity War. I like it, but it has so much going on that I feel like the movie lost a little bit. So I'm hoping for a more focused movie. But again, with half of the characters gone, it should be just out of availability.
Hi guys, I know you guys are all here to see Matt Ryan, but we are
Get
here
the close
today.
up.
I like you guys.
All right, thank you. Thank you. That's really nice. We've already given away everything.
That's okay. Are you guys gonna stay and see Matt with us?
Yeah, we were
They are. I'm gonna go
you know, it's
shopping.
weird.
Do you want me to like save you some?
I'm gonna do the impossible. I'm gonna try to find a comic book at a comic book convention.
I was like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good that he's on right after us because like only 10 people show up to our stuff. So then I was like, we're gonna get good seats, but then all these guys showed up early.
I mean, to be fair, I met Professor McGonagall, so I was hung up with her.
Okay, I officially hate you. Let's fight now.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, now, we can
That's
show
why I
up
was
peace and
late
love.
for
There's no
this.
fighting here.
We got a mic down there if you're gonna do this.
Yeah, no Thunderdome.
No.
Yeah, okay.
You know, they still haven't sent anybody in here to give us a microphone.
We had the microphone.
Look, we got them.
I think I saw somebody peek their head in. They peeked their head in, they're like, they've got the microphones,
The
they've got the
lapels are
warm
like
water.
madness.
they're
Oh, yeah, that guy who's
Well, wait until Matt Ryan gets here. There's gonna be like a case of water and like all the
Oh,
microphones.
yeah,
Yes.
but he deserves it.
That guy.
He deserves it. Let's talk about Matt Ryan for a little bit. Seriously,
Constantine might be coming back. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, and he actually has a little sign on his signing table going, "I don't know anything about the rumors. Stop asking." So either he doesn't actually know, or he's under.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he can't, regardless, he can't say anything, so, I mean, that's totally cool, and I do appreciate a bit of humor, and that's also very Constantine, like, butter off, I'm not trying to.
I don't know. Keanu Reeves is my Constantine.
What?
I'm just kidding. I've never seen the movie.
I like the Keanu
The
Reeves.
Keanu,
Yeah.
the Keanu movie.
I don't know why, it's not really a Constantine,
No.
I wish they would have called it something else, but I dig the.
I think originally they did, because it's got all these really cool original ideas in it.
Yeah.
I think because that's when comic book movies started taking off.
Mhm.
They just slapped the name on there for recognition's sake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
It did cover some of my favorite story arcs.
Yeah.
And
the whole Constantine.
what's the Russian dude?
Come on in. Don't be afraid.
Uh,
I was kind of bummed they didn't
The
do
devil,
another one.
Selisgard? Peter Skarsgård?
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. He's the
Yeah.
best devil
He
they've
was
had in
good.
movies
Yeah,
in forever.
So good in that movie.
And Shia LaBeouf.
Who? Sorry, I don't know. I don't know that.
Anytime I get to see Shia LaBeouf die on screen, I have doubts. Like, why is Oblivion one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies? I don't know. Probably because he dies 43 times.
Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, sure.
Tomorrow.
Jesus, Max.
No, Oblivion. Oh no,
Sorry.
Oblivion's where he's like, they're all like clones or something like that. But he ends up dying like 4 times in that movie.
I never seen
It's the
it.
greatest thing ever.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. It's like
Edge of Tomorrow was better,
dramatic.
right up until he stops dying about halfway through the movie.
Yeah, and then it's
then
like,
it kind of takes
screw
it
it.
deep.
That's
Yeah.
what Happy Death Day did better than Edge of Tomorrow. She just kept dying until the very end.
See, they knew their bread and butter and stuff too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's like a 20-minute death montage and stuff. And it's like it's supposed to be all serious and dramatic, but eventually it's just you can't stop laughing at it.
I have not seen any of the Death Day movies.
I love
because I mean I hold a special place in my heart for
What
Groundhog
kind of
Day.
geek are you?
A big fat black one.
Apparently the only one in Cleveland today.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway,
We're done.
Constantine. Are we
They're gonna be
done?
throwing us out here in a second.
have they waved at us for our time?
No.
I'm staying up here until they wave at me.
Because
They're gonna have to practice.
we can introduce Matt Ryan
You know what
himself.
you're hoping to do? You're hoping to like bump shoulders or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping like Matt is like waiting there, and I was like, oh, sorry, Matt, hold on just one more second. We gotta just talk to people about how cool you are.
This huge crowd is here for us.
Yeah, we're kind of
Dan might try to rub his back. We might need to keep Dan away from him.
like it's all about love. There's no malice here.
I'm not saying no to
It's
that.
only weird if you make it weird, Jason.
Again, if you follow us on
Damn it,
Patreon,
Jason.
for a $30 donation, you can win a date with this guy.
No, you can't.
That means we'll donate $30 to
Oh.
This guy.
you. No, we're good.
All right, everybody
So
here,
good.
good luck with your podcast and your Audible ads.
Because we know you all have them. But yeah, we've been 3 Geeks.
You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, our website, 3geeks.ninja. We have
like,
yeah.
We'll take all the geeks.
we've got a stable of geeks.
If you want to be a guest on our, if you would like to be a guest on our podcast, you can email me at 3geekspodcast@gmail.com.
And yeah, we'll have you on. Like, we're that big. We're that big. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. And
3geeks.ninja,
yes,
3geeks.ninja.
our website is actually the number 3, the word geeks.ninja, like the ancient Japanese, assassins. It's the only website I've ever heard of ninja thing, so I mean, it's the best.
You guys know the 3 Geeks food truck? Please.
Yeah, there's
Get
apparently
in
a
contact with us.
3 Geeks food truck out in California.
Awesome.
They got great fish tacos. Is there anything else?
I was going to say something else, but you made me forget. You got questions? Let's keep talking.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
pick the top.
Have proof. I swear to God, you can ask what can I say that I go to Matt Ryan outside, we smoke cigarettes, so I got to smoke cigarette with.
Did he roll his own cigarette?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, he was in Columbus,
Yeah.
and he rolled his own cigarette. And we were like, that is boss. If you watch Constantine,
Yep.
roll his own cigarette.
Just, okay, I can die.
Our buddy spoke really bad Welsh at him.
Like, yeah, the guy we came down with actually speaks a bit of Welsh, so I can't do it, but he actually said welcome to Cleveland as he was walking by, and he kind of just like,
Double take.
Yesterday, he put my tattoos and
Really,
FaceTime
yeah.
my son because he wasn't here yesterday.
All right, awesome.
Wow.
He's just a really cool guy.
Yeah.
We can just go on and on and on.
I got 2 more things. One, if you were one of the first 4 people here, email me 3geekspodcast@gmail.com so I can get those Blu-rays out to you guys. And 2, I have tickets for the Lexington Comic Con for Friday and Sunday. So if you would like to win those, email me also. Anybody email me.
I'm just gonna email you.
Email
Cover
the
my
3 Geeks
bases.
Podcast. That's the number 3 Geeks Podcast @gmail.com.
Remember to check out Staunch Ambition and the PVD cast.
All right. Thank you.
woo, woo, woo!
There are all these people clapping. None of them were here for the panel.
They showed up, man. Don't
We're here.
don't stay. No hate. All love for you guys. Thank you for showing up early to Matt Ryan's panel.
I have an excuse.
Yeah.
She had to meet McGonagall. Like,
I
mean,
even
there's
got a
no hate
picture.
here.
Like, God.
Yeah, Jason, I was
I have
being so
proof.
hurtful. He's nice
Look.
to meet you.
I want to
There.
see, I want to see.
Proof.
Let me see this. Let me see this. Yo, that is perfection.
Look, it's legit. Right?
I
Oh,
was
last thing, if anybody finds any of the new LP or Firefly comics